First, a brief explanation of all you need to know. Long before Ninjago had a name in 2010, Dreamworks released a movie called How to Train Your Dragon. That movie was a masterpiece, and therefore created a big franchise. There was a TV series, a game, a sequel, a Netflix show, some even call better than the original movie, 3 comic books, including one that wasn't even released. #released fartides. And the final movie that ended the franchise in probably the best way possible. Oh, sorry, I forgot. This is Dreamworks. And so, in 2021, a new show was released. And oh man, it was terrible. But don't take my word for it, Audrey Greenwand has 3 one-hour-long videos about every season of the show. It's safe to say, we've never expected it could get any worse. But it did, because 1 month ago, this game was released. Now, I would like to explain why it is so bad. Besides that it looks worse than a 3DS game from 2011 and should be published on mobile phones instead of PC for $50, the designers broke so many rules of level design. Rules that I learned myself by only reading a 127 pages long document by a guy on Twitter. It breaks one of the basic rules, readability. Briefly explained, game designers should make the important things in a level or a scene stand out. This is usually achieved by using more saturated colors on this kind of things than on those that aren't important. What's the most saturated thing in this image? The crystal. Is it important in this scene in any way? No, not at all. However, this isn't the only problem this game has. There are some minor details such as coin sound being not randomized at all, or having narration over a skill tree.
Thunder can dash more often. Speed training. Static scales. Electric claw. Alpha roar.
Or some major problems like that the gameplay doesn't seem to change at all, or that you can't even jump off the map. So now, let's talk about the narrative. Shortly said, it doesn't make the game any better. It doesn't even follow the most important rule of both movies and games. Show, don't tell. I know you might say, but Genesius, doesn't Hiccup give us a narrative at the beginning of How to Train a Dragon? Yes, he does. But there are 2 major differences. One, it was the first time you see all this stuff, and there was no way you've seen it earlier, like I don't know, in a franchise with over 10 years of runtime. And 2, I don't remember 2 dragons and How to Train a Dragon just waiting till the narrative finishes.
They've been the Nightlight's rivals for over 1,000 years. The Skrulls and the Nightlights are always fighting over turf.
There's a lot more of this stuff, but I don't have neither time nor nerves needed to go deep. There's also a lot of things I can't even talk about since I don't want to spend $50 on such a trash game. But what I've heard, controls are terrible. The big question is, why did this happen? Are the devs just terrible at their job? Well, listen, I got a theory. There's a big trend going on right now in media. That is, impossible deadlines for workers. Take She-Hulk for example. Does it look so terrible because the VFX artists making it were bad at their job? No. It looks so terrible because of a mouse forcing them to finish it in such a speed that it can't be even good. I think the same problem happened here. Imagine making a cross-platform RPG in just a few months. Actually, I'm really sorry for the devs. They didn't deserve this. And since the highest peak of the game is 10 concurrent players, I guess they might even file for bankruptcy. I don't think this is Dragons anymore. My reason is very simple. If there's one topic that connects all entries in the franchise, it is relationship between humans and dragons. Whether it is fighting them, defending them, or letting them go. And that theme is the one thing completely missing in this game. Because this game is only about dragons. You know what I mean? It might have Dreamworks Dragons in the name, but it will never ever be truly a Dragons game. Overall, this game is just terrible. But I think that with enough time and experience, even I could pull this off much better. That is, if I learned 3D.